So this is a 2014 Goldwing. This is the airbag edition. So when we're looking at air filters, they're a little bit different when they start to come apart, when you're going through the disassembly process. So I'm just going to show initially some of the differences as we look at this bike. First thing to remember is that airbags are dangerous. Airbags should not be taken lightly. Airbags can hurt you, and especially in current day airbag issues, including this one, there was a recall. So this recall involved the Takata detonators that activate the airbag, and they can produce shrapnel. So if you don't know the history of your bike, don't know whether the airbag has been replaced or not, this is the opportunity to say, whoa, maybe I need to get some advice. Maybe I need to find out more before I tackle this job. I don't recommend people tackling this job, and I in the past have left this to the dealership to do the work needed, especially when it came to the recall, obviously. So you'll notice that the seat's gone, so that's one of the first steps. We've also got some of the side pockets disconnected and controls taken out, and we have that on the left side as well. We have the speaker grill. I guess they call that the front cover or front weather guard shield, however you might term it. That's been taken out, so the speakers are exposed. The other thing is that the side panels down involving the luggage boxes are taken out, and that's on both sides. And also, especially when dealing with an airbag, what I did is over 24 hours ago, I disconnected both sides of the battery. There may be a certain amount of risk with residual electrical current caught in capacitors. That could activate the airbag if something were to go wrong. So that's why I disconnected the battery and now have left it for several hours. So one of the first things you're going to notice is there are straps. And I'm just going to move my fingers in here. There are straps, and they go onto the Velcro. Some of these panels are different too. You may notice that this panel is not on yours, the non-airbag models. Some may have these Velcro straps depending on the year. There. And I'm going to show you roughly where this sits when you're looking at your gas door. There are two pop style rivets that come out, and they attach to these things. Now under these things you're going to see cables. Now this is likely a restraint system or tethers for the airbag and the plastic body panels that would need to be controlled if the airbag were to deploy, and that's something to be aware of, that the disassembly process may be slightly different. When we look under these straps, we have got one Allen key and a second Allen key. So if you didn't know, this is usually the trunk in many models, where this is the airbag module for this model. So we have 1, 2, and of course this being the left side, this being the right side. 1, 2, 3. Make sure we can see that. It may not be too clearly visible, but there is another Allen key right up underneath here. And another one, 4. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. I might be able to. Let's see. Right there is one of the other Allen keys. So this panel is going to come off differently, these two panels around the door. Okay, to continue on, just in case this video gets separated from our first video, let's talk about airbag safety for a moment. This is 2014 Honda Goldwing with an airbag. The job that I was diving into was the air filter. So the airbag models are a little different. Airbags are dangerous. Airbags can kill. airbags can suddenly go off. There's a lot of risks around airbags. If you don't have the knowledge or expertise to deal with airbags, then maybe this is best left to somebody who does. So I want you to be careful around airbags. But I am going to talk about some of the differences when it comes to the filter replacement, and that's the air filter replacement, of course, on these models. So we've done the disassembly, and obviously the bike comes apart very similarly to the non-airbag versions. So this part here would be where your glove box would be if you have a non-airbag model. I guess that's the spot that they hook up. So you lost a glove box, but you gained an airbag. So what I want to talk about is a couple of things about once you get into the job, you're at the airbag level, so you've removed all the shelters, all the covers. There's a lot to be taken off, as you know. I'm just going to brighten things up a little bit here. So let's zoom in on how the airbag model is a little different. So, right here, and right here, these are torque sets. Now, I think I put the one size smaller, which would be probably the T25, but it's a T30 that is this size. So remember T30 for this one. The one size smaller does feel like it might work, but let's be very careful. You don't want to strip these. They're in tight, especially from the factory. They're also likely have thread lock on them to some degree because they were a little stiff coming out. So on the disassembly, they're going to have to come out. And I'm just going to walk around to the other side here. Why I didn't turn the camera off, I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to come over to this side. So here is another Torx head. I'm just going to bring us out again. So just to orient ourselves, the front of the bike, there's the airbag underneath the handlebar. Let's rotate the handlebars out of the way. So we have a Torx head there, and we have way down, right in there. See what fingers are going to show it here. Right in here is the same 10 millimeter bolt that's going to hold the front of this apparatus that supports the airbag in. A couple of things you're going to have to be careful of, and I'll start with this side, is access to this. It's a little tight. These can strip easily, both in the head and in the threads. You need to be careful. The threads are fine threads. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this bracket off. So this bracket with this 10 millimeter bolt comes off. This bracket will swing out of the way, and this is your module. So likely the ECU or ECM, however they have termed it nowadays. See, one of the computer modules that controls the bike and like the engine. This is where, on the non-airbag models, this is the one with the rubber strap. So this is the same place, you're in the same place, but it just doesn't have the rubber strap, it's got a bracket instead. That is best served by taking this away, and you'll have a little bit more access to, see if I can find it again, with right there is the bolt, and this is the Allen key. So this bracket comes away. This module will fold out. There are little grommets to help isolate it from vibration, so make sure those go back into place. Let this fold out, come aside, come out of the way for you. Undo those two, and at that point, we'll just go over to the other side again. Stand by. Okay, so we're back on the right side again. So there's our Torx head bolt we need to be aware of. Now this module comes out quite easily. and this is the way it goes, yep, and bolts in like this. But you will need to get this module out of the way. One bolt there, and another one here. You need to get this module out of the way, and it falls away quite easily, to get properly to the Torx head. You may be tempted to try without removing the module. I wouldn't. Takes just a few moments to get these two bolts out. It falls away, it'll hang nicely, to get straight and square with these two remaining Torx heads. So that's an important thing to be careful of as you move your way through this job. Next thing is the reassembly process. So if you are in the point of reassembly, so your airbag is out of the way, and this is just before you're going to put the airbag module back in, this is the time to put the snorkels back in. I don't think you'll be able to do, at least the right side anyway, I don't think you'll be able to do it without having the airbag module out of the way. So just remember to get that done before the module goes in, and then just be very gentle and nice and square. Good heavy torque on these ones. You check the torque requirements on your bike and see what's required. You do the homework for torque numbers. This one needs to go in. Don't forget about your left side snorkel, although you may be able to do it with the airbag in place. Why bother? It's just so much easier to get it in nicely. So just to reiterate, when it comes to this bracket for the airbag, the snorkel grommet, the push pin, and I believe that tab goes on top of the metal bracket. So the push pin goes through the hole on the snorkel, and then there's just a blank hole on the other side for the push pin to work its way in. Then put your module back up in place and put the bolts on and make sure they're good and tight. So underneath here though, and it's something you're going to find in the disassembly process, there is it's a plastic, I guess, holder, for lack of a better word. It's a holder for several connectors. What exactly those connectors do, how they work with each other, I don't know, but it does fall away. So on the left side, and let's go back over to the left side for a moment. Okay, so we're back on the left side. So as we're talking about this bracket here, this bracket swings away. The module can drop out. Now it may work for you. As you look up right here, there is a nut that holds on this bracket. And what that is it's a support for this plastic bracket that holds several connectors. So this fits in with grommets, or helps the plastic base fit in with a couple of grommets. These are not push, they're just simply rubberized guides. So there's no pressure that's needed, but what you will have to do is you will have to feed the far side, so the right side, in first into their single grommet. I do believe it's a single grommet on that side. And then slide this bracket and this electrical plastic bracket holding these connectors in. You'll have to slide that in and slide this over, and then you'll have to tighten up this bolt here. It's a 10 mil as well, so your 10 mil is going to get a lot of working out today. So then you'll tighten that down, and then that will grab hold on both sides. The connector support, I guess, is another good name for it, the bracket to support the electrical connections. So that's something you'll need to do. And then this simply returns, you can return the module back in, and then go ahead and secure your bracket. Make sure this is set in properly. As you can see, hopefully, there's some grommets. If your bike's been worked on before, those grommets may have not survived the process. It should fit flat and easy, so you may have to just work with it a bit. And then this should fold nicely and flat like that to hold the module in. Okay. All right. think at this point, I'd begun my reassembly process, but I wanted to cover this airbag part too. So to reiterate, once you've pulled your airbag module out and you've got your wiring and your module set aside, then your snorkels can come out. So remembering that the snorkels have to go in before the airbag goes in. And so once you reassemble, this is a bit of a chore to reassemble everything here. Making sure you are careful with the Torx. You'll